We've seen something really interesting lately, a bit of a disconnect between gamers and game companies, and it has to do with rumors and speculation and inside information. So we've seen a lot of stuff leak out about companies potentially working on games. I mean, that's nothing new. We've always had those rumors, but it seems like more and more there are people who are in the know or have inside information that their evidence turns out to be true, and these projects that get leaked early are indeed the real deal. But in the meantime, when we're trying to figure out if this stuff is real or not, companies come out and say, no, it's not true, no, that's not happening, we don't know where these rumors come from. So you hear a company say that, and then you see the thing confirmed. So a lot of people have come to the point now where they're like, well, I don't believe what the company says, because they're just going to say it's not true because they don't want people to know that this software or hardware is in development. And that certainly seems to be the case in some instances. I've been running Go Nintendo for roughly 1 billion years now, and I can remember back when the DS was out and rumors of a DS redesign came out, and Nintendo flat out directly said, these rumors are not true. It wasn't like, we don't talk about what we're doing at this time, you know, what Nintendo usually says, or we don't comment on rumors or speculation. It was Nintendo saying, nope, not true, don't know where that's coming from. And then literally, it was less than a week later and the DS Lite was revealed, and I was like, holy crap. I can't remember any other time a company, at least to that point, and as far as what I've been doing for coverage for Go Nintendo, I can't remember a time when a company was like, no, that is not true, 100%, and then a couple days later they're like, hey, here's this thing, and you're like, wait a minute, that's exactly what was rumored. So that's stuck with me ever since then, and there have been some other things, Nintendo included, there's been some other things along the way where companies have done that, but lately we've seen a couple examples pop up just in like the last 30 days. There's two that fans have really been talking about, and these fans don't believe what the company says following discussion of the rumor because of circumstances like this. Like with Nintendo denying that redesign and other companies saying no, it's not true, and then the information's confirmed. So the one I hit first was rumor of Sega working on another racing game for Sonic, and we found out, the rumor says that Sumo Digital is doing it, and then we saw two other toy companies say that they are working on toys for Sonic racing games, or a Sonic racing game that's in development. And before those toy companies commented, Sega caught the original rumor of Sumo Digital working on a Sonic racing game and said, Sega is not working on a sequel to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, wanted to squash that before it got out there. But because fans have gotten to a point where they don't believe the company's statements like that, they're like, well, you know, that's some awfully convenient wording. Perhaps Sumo Digital and Sega aren't doing a direct sequel to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, but maybe they are doing a Sonic racing game that'll feature, you know, only Sonic characters or something like that. And then, you know, when Sega officially reveals it, which everybody's thinking is going to be at South by Southwest, Sega could be like, well, we didn't say we weren't making a racing game, we just said we weren't making a sequel to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. And, you know, it's playing a little bit of semantics. I mean, the information's already out there, and Sega could have just remained quiet. I'm sure they're getting comments or questions from game industry people, journalists and stuff like that, and they could just reply by saying what Nintendo does, you know, we don't comment on rumors or speculation, which is certainly frustrating, but, you know, rather than coming out and being like, no, we're not doing that, and then later on being like, oh, we got you, we're doing it, just not in the way you thought. So everybody's waiting to see if Sega was trying to pull the wool over our eyes, or if they were just playing around a little bit. And again, there's going to be some sort of Sonic announcement at South by Southwest. It's about the future of Sonic. We know, you know, there's a movie coming out, but there's always new games in development, and we'll see if we'll potentially see if this Sumo Digital thing is the real deal or not. But yeah, I can't really blame fans for not believing Sega flat out. Then much more recently, we have the discussion of Blizzard potentially doing something for the Switch, at least that's what the rumor is. The rumor specifically says that they're working on Diablo 3 for the Switch, and apparently a lot of fans would like that, so it caught some traction. Again, inside sources claiming that that's what's going on, but everything's hush-hush now. And that led fans to try and find more information, and also it leaves the whole situation open to all kinds of interpretation for any innocuous tweet or comment or anything. And I think that's what happened here with Blizzard's most recent, or a recent tweet from Blizzard, which I'm showing you right now. It's a nightlight, and it's being switched on and off, and it says "Sweet Dreams." And tell you the truth, if I saw this on my own, I would have never thought anything. I would have never been like, oh, this is a Switch tease. But people saw the light being switched on and off, and they're like, well, there you go. Blizzard's doing something for the Switch. There's your proof right there. And I was kind of like shocked by it, because I was like, man, that's a bit of a leap for me. Like, alright, I see that people are saying the Switch on the light is being flipped on and off. Okay, I get that it's a Switch, but really, a bit of a stretch for me. But some fans were absolutely convinced, and I was just surprised how far the discussion spread. Like, I didn't even post the original rumor on Go Nintendo just because I felt it was reaching too much. And then today, we had comment from a Blizzard spokesperson talking about the tweet itself. And they were asked, is this is this a tease for the Switch or something like that? And Blizzard says, we can assure you we're not that clever. It was meant to be a fun community engagement piece. We have nothing to announce. So saying we can assure you that we're not that clever, meaning like it's a nod to the Switch, that would make you believe, yes, this was just a coincidence and has nothing to do with Switch. Then they go on to say we have nothing to announce. And people are like, well, why didn't they say they're not doing anything? And that could be because, A, some people think they are doing something for the Switch, or B, they don't want to completely shut the door, at least as far as public perception goes, so they don't want Switch owners to think Blizzard's never going to do anything for the Switch, so they go with the blanket statement of we have nothing to announce, which leaves the door open a little bit. But yes, it leaves the door open for speculation with this tweet, and I've been reading all the comment about it because I posted this up on Go Nintendo, since we had a comment from Blizzard, and I felt it was time to, bring the whole story into the loop and post it on the site. And I've been reading what people are saying on Twitter and on the site's comments directly. And a lot of people are like, I don't believe Blizzard. Companies lie to generate hype, and they try and hide things, and they try and surprise consumers, and they want to fuel the hype machine and get people to get excited about what could potentially be, and then, surprise them by saying, look, it's the real deal. So it's all part of that culture of companies that have things leaked, and instead of being open about it and honest about it, they make some comments that lead people to believe like, oh, maybe there's something going on here. And then obviously whatever the project is gets confirmed, and then those people are like, see, we shouldn't trust this company. So now that's the case that we're in. It seems like whenever a company puts out a statement, the majority of people are like, at least the majority of people who comment are like, I don't believe them. Why should I believe them? We've seen so many other companies lie about this stuff, and I can't blame them. So we have these two situations with Sega and Blizzard. I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, the jury's still out on that. If a racing game is announced, then people will say, see, we told you Sega was lying and shouldn't be trusted. And I'll be like, all right, I'm totally with you. Same thing could go with Diablo 3 for the Switch, or anything that Blizzard does on the Switch. Well, obviously, this tweet was specifically related to Diablo. But yeah, if this project ends up being a real deal, people will be like, see, we said don't trust their statements, and I can't blame them for saying that. So it leads to a really interesting discussion. Should we believe companies when they put out statements like this? Like I said, as Nintendo's statements usually are, they say, we don't comment on rumors or speculation, and they leave it at that. And yes, that's frustrating, and yes, that leaves it open to speculation, but it doesn't go one way or the other. It's not a definitive answer. So, like I said back in the day, they definitively said that a DS redesign wasn't on the way, and less than a week later it was. So they were trying to shut down the discussion and not ruin the surprise, but I think it looks like they've learned from that, and they've taken this new route, because they don't want to definitively shut things out. And then we have other companies who are just playing word games with people, and that can lead to anger. It can also lead to fun, because people are like, oh, they were being sneaky, But, if it happens a million times over, people might get frustrated and angry with that and be like, listen, I'm not an idiot. Just give it to me straight, or don't comment at all. So what do you guys think about the whole situation? Should we trust these companies when they put out these statements? Should we take them at face value? Are they just trying to steer the discussion away from something that potentially got leaked before the company wanted it out there. And there's any number of reasons why they want to steer it away, you know, shareholders and stuff not being ready to be shown, and maybe stuff getting out there before it's officially happening. All sorts of reasons. So, well, what should a company do? What should we trust what they're saying? Are they doing the right thing by flat out denying things that end up being true, or should they just all take the nebulous approach of not commenting or saying they have nothing to say at this time? Because no matter what they say, people are going to not believe them. They're, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But it's certainly an interesting conversation to see. And it's only going to get, or to discuss, and it's only going to get more interesting as we see if this Sega rumor and if this Blizzard rumor pan out. So, I mean, E3's not that far off. We could see things happening soon. So, we'll have to revisit this topic then. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you trust what companies say, or if you never believe them and think they're just trying to lie to hide their projects. Hey guys, RMC here from Go Nintendo. If you like what you saw in the video, why don't you give us a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe? We'd love to have you. If you want to see what else we're up to, you can check out GoNintendo.com for 24-hour Nintendo news. You can visit us on Facebook at Facebook.com/GoNintendo. You can check us out on Twitter at Twitter.com/GoNintendoTweet. And we're even over on Instagram at Instagram.com/GoNintendo. I put all the links in the description just to make it easier for you guys to follow. Thanks a lot.